Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California, where it is decided it's fall. I mean, last week this time I think we were 106, 107 degrees, and today we're like 72, 73. So it's actually very nice. There's a nice breeze. It feels absolutely beautiful here. So tell me where you're from and what the weather is like where you are today. So what we're going to do today is go over some stuff that's going on in the Stampin' Up world, and we're going to make some cards with using our Changing Leaves stamp set. And hopefully I'm just checking to make sure we are live. Whoops. And that this is working here. So now I'm not seeing me yet. So hopefully... yeah, looks like we're live. Okay, good. There we go. Now I see me. Yay. All right. So, hi Doris. Good to see you. Not sure who else is on. We got a couple other people on. I was just saying our weather here is beautiful and no longer 107 degrees. It's actually quite nice. So, wanted to share a few little just Stampin' Up things in what I'm doing. Like this morning I had a class at this place called Oasis in San Diego. They've got two locations, one near me in Rancho Bernardo and one down in La Mesa. And they asked me to do some paper crafting things because they have somebody already who's doing some cards. So this is what we made. Whoops, this morning. I don't know if can I get to you. There we go. So this little framed artwork, seeing too much glare. I'll get it when I turn you down. And so that's kind of fun. If you have any senior center or whatever near you guys, you should look into it. I've got a class coming up on September 29th if anybody is local, or if you want I can send it to you. We're going to do all autumn kind of cards using the various autumn sets. I can also send that to your house. And then if you're still in need of a paper share, I've got my paper share going on for only $40. And then I'm gonna put you down here to share a little something with you. Well, you can see my little fall thing a little bit better now too. So, but that's a little fall thing we did at Oasis. Let's see if I can move you up. Whoops, no, that didn't work. Are you getting seasick here? Sorry about that. Anyway, that class is done, but I'll post that later so you guys can kind of just see how it looks. I'm hoping everybody has gone online and seen this online only scrapbooking brochure. So this is Stampin' Up kind of acquired some of the close to my heart products and people, and they are more into scrapbooking than card making, and so Stampin' Up's done a really good job pretty darn quickly, like just in a few months, of getting some more scrapbooking kind of things. And like I said, you cannot get a printed copy of this little brochure. It's all online, but what I wanted to show you is how there are these scrapbooking kits. So this kit is $37, and in it you get the paper, the reindeer paper, that's the same paper that's in our general catalog, in our mini catalog. You also get some stickers that work with it. You get some cardstock that matches, and I believe the cardstock that matches is this kind of cardstock that is called two-tone cardstock. So it's 12 by 12, and you see one side is real red, and the other side is kind of just a lighter version of real red. I don't know if this is showing up very well on there, but it's almost like when you stamp and you stamp off. So that's kind of cool. So we've got these paper packs that come in the card making, the scrapbooking sets themselves, but you can also buy, like I did, just this two-tone cardstock and use it however you want. So that's kind of cool. And if you were wondering where Halloween went, there is some Halloween set on. Again, this is all online. And you have a workshop where they will show you how to make all of these scrapbook layouts. But like I said, you can buy separately, which I did here, the Halloween paper. So like if you are looking for Halloween paper, this is where it is. It is only online, and you know, it's our typical two-sided paper. This one has little books. Let's put it right side up. Hey Margaret, watching from rainy North Carolina. This has little bubbles, so a lot of this matches the potions and spell set. Look at this one. Black and white. And what it has is it has 4 different pages, but you get 3 of each of them. So that's a little different than what our 12 by 12 packs usually are. But that's where our Halloween paper is, if you were just wondering. So today we're going to use, for our card, the Changing Leaves set. And we're actually just going to use the Changing Leaves stamp set, because I've seen lots of people using the bundle more. And in case you haven't seen any of these before, it comes with this hybrid embossing folder. And what you do is you can put this piece in the folder, and it kind of, once you get it in the right place, it kind of locks in, like you can't move it now. And then you put your paper in here, close it up, run it through, and it will cut and emboss at the same time. So that's really amazing. If you haven't seen any of these sets, and we've had several of them over the last few years. So this is a card that I made using the dies a lot more. So this is just going through the embossing folder by itself, and this is just, you know, doing the dies. We're going to be doing, this is one of the ones that we're going to be doing in our class. But for today, we are actually using the stamp set, because I thought, you know what, nobody's just using the stamp set, and it's actually a great stamp set for fall. And when I think of fall leaves, I always think about all the beautiful colors they are, and that always brings to mind using the baby wipe technique. So we are going to use the baby wipe technique, and we are going to make some beautiful fall cards. And part of the other reason that I like this is that with the baby wipe technique, you know, you only ink up a baby wipe once, and then you get to use it like an ink pad a whole bunch of different ways. So that's what we're going to do today. Hold on, I'm trying to find, oh, the Changing Leaves. I can't find it because it's an online exclusive. I'm trying to look at it up in the catalog, then I realized, oh, now I'm realizing why I can't find it, because it is an online exclusive. Well, so much for showing you that. This is just a gentle reminder that the online exclusives are amazing, you guys. If you're relying solely on what's in the catalog, you are really, you know, missing out on some really fine things. All right, so those of you that don't like getting messy, sorry, we're gonna get a little messy. So when I did this the other day and made those cards, I actually just did this and put these baby wipes right on my glass mat, which totally worked just fine. And then you just, you know, you clean it up with the little chamois that comes with it. But then I realized, oh, you know, just to get it a little more contained, I get a pie plate, and just be very sure your pie plate doesn't have any embossing. Like the one, when I first tried to do this, the pie plate that I used had some embossed raised image of the place that it was from on the bottom, and let me tell you, that doesn't work so well. The other thing is to make sure what we're doing here is we're making basically an ink pad. And I'm going to use 3 because this one image is kind of big. You can double double it up if you're only using a small image, but this one image is kind of big. I'm trying to figure out why this is, oops, going off of here. I must have taken it off and not put it fully back. There we go, that's good enough. See how big it is? So it's going to take up a lot of room. And then what you also need is whatever colors you want to use in ink refills. So this is just another way to use your products just a little bit differently. How many of you have actually done this before? I find this really fun. And I almost always think about it in autumn. So what you do, this is Mossy Meadow. You just randomly place your ink, and you can see, first of all, I'm getting it on myself, which is pretty usual for me. And second of all, it does spread out. So this is pumpkin pie. So you just start thinking of what are the colors that I like to see, you know, in my fall leaves, and get them around. This is crushed curry. Isn't this fun, you guys? Have you guys done this? It's just, the fun part is you never know how this is going to come out until you do it. And you do want these to spread, and you do want to have enough on here that they are mostly covering. This works the best, to me anyway, in images, stamps that have that aren't solid. Okay, so that's why these work really well, because they're, you know, more lined and open. And we got a little Blackberry Bliss. And it's really hard to see once they start spreading what colors you have where. Did I do the cherry cobbler? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did. And I think I'm going to go back with just a little bit more of the Mossy Meadow, fill in a couple areas. Okay, the other thing about doing this is you don't want to move your stamp around here a lot. So you don't want to go like this, because it will get muddy on your stamp. So let's get, so now we've got a ton of ink on here, right? This is why you can make a ton of cards. Like I already have like 7 or 8 cards that I made, oops, doing this. So let's see, hopefully we can see both of these on here. So maybe not. What you want to do is stamp it in here. Remember, this is our ink pad, and don't move it. So if you need to do it a couple times in the same spot, fine. If you want to move it just slightly, fine. And then because this is a photopolymer, we're going to just have this on a piercing mat. And our basic white piece, I believe, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I, you know, after I finish here, I go and oh my God, that's so beautiful. I go and I do my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, and I'll make sure all the measurements are there. Now, the best thing to do when you want to make multiples of this is to wash this off in between, or I'm just going to go over on the side and just stamp it off. And then you could do another one, actually. But I think for right now, I am going to do one with the other image. Gosh, I'm just dropping these everywhere. So let's do it one more time. We'll go maybe in another part up here. And And then we'll just stamp the image. Beautiful. And then I'm just stamping off on some scratch paper because I do want to do several of these. On the same page. Hopefully you can see that. I just love this. And what ends up happening is after a while, especially if you're kind of stamping in the same spot, you do end up getting kind of a muddied picture or just not quite as vibrant. And that's when it's time to stop. But these are all coming out amazing, don't you think? And then what I'm going to do is just take a piece, what is this? 3.5 by 5, I think. Whoops. Watch your fingers though, because you got so much concentrated ink here. And we're going to just stamp this for the inside. So I'm just going to put like one in the corner like that. And then I'll do the same thing with just a corner of this. Just so I can get, it's hard for me just to get a corner of this, so it's going to be everywhere. And that'll be the inside for our card. And like I said, there's a ton of ink left in here, so after I'm all done with you guys, I will go back and continue to use this until I don't have any more ink left in there. But isn't that cool looking? So we've got our insides and our outsides. So let's put these together. All right, so I have, whoops. Actually, we need to bring this back because I didn't stamp my sentiments. Let's stamp some sentiments. And I've got some cherry cobbler here, which is one of our colors and one of the colors that we're going to use on the cardstock, and that gives these a little bit more time to dry too. These are, you know, pretty inky. They do look like they're dry. And then I have for our sentiments, this little guy came from the Iconic Images stamp set, and that's another one. Oh, that one doesn't look so good. That's an online exclusive. So I'll show you the die set. I don't think I grabbed the stamp set, but here's the die set, and here's the little die that we used. This one is a pretty cool die also, but like I said, this one we used for today. Okay, so I'm going to use the stamps that are actually in this Changing Leaves. This one says, "You are amazing in every single way." And you know, you could use that for almost anything. Probably gonna use these for birthday or thank you cards. And then the other one says, "A little note to brighten your day." I think I would use that maybe, well, obviously you can use it for anything also, but I'd use it, I think, for a get well card or someone I'm just thinking about. I just want to say too, with these word things, I am using the pad a little bit more than just stamping them directly on the glass mat, although you could just use the glass mat. I'm just finding it a little bit easier. Oops. Get back on there. I tend to put my fingers in these really dark colors a lot more. I don't know why. They jump out at me. Okay, so this is just a piece of cherry cobbler that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's get our bone folder, which I don't have because I was teaching, oh, nope, there it is. I was teaching a class this morning at that Oasis Center. And And I also mounted them all on this crushed curry that is 4 by 5 1/4. So that's how I did it. Let's mount those. Do you guys use crushed curry much, or Cajun craze? I find that it's just fall that I tend to use them, and then I get them out and I go, wow, that crushed curry especially is kind of a pretty color. Why don't I use that more? And then I go back to using Daffodil Delight or Lemon Lolly more. So this is my fall public service announcement that we should be using crushed curry more. And the card base, I don't remember if I mentioned that, is cherry cobbler. And this is our little inside piece. Didn't center that so well. All right, and then I took, this is the twine that comes with the Nests of Winter set. It's called Natural Tones Linen Thread. And it comes in the Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and I think that's the Copper Clay. At least that's what I've been kind of using it with. And I'm just going to unroll a bit. And when you're going to use it, because it's rolled so tight on here, you just want to kind of do that a couple times and kind of get it so it's not quite so, I don't know, stringy. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3. And I just roll it around my fingers. And then, you know, there are a couple different ways that you can adhere it on. Sometimes I'll use some Seal Plus, but this time, since it's really going underneath one of our words, I can use a dimensional to help push it down, to help hold it in place. So this, I decided this would be a little too pale like that you might not see it. So I cut just a little piece that's, come on, 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 of an inch. Now guess where this came from, because it's actually DSP. Anybody have any guesses as to where this came from? Gonna wait and see if there's any guesses, because I'll show you the back and then you'll know where it came from, but I'm gonna wait and see if there's guesses first. And I think I have another one somewhere. Yep, there we go, for the other. Hey, Tammy. Oh, Peggy's on too. Thank you, Peggy. Okay, so this is the piece of DSP that it came from. So that's from our Splendid Autumn set. And all I did was cut it off, you know, going like this way, and then, you know, strategically decided which part I was going to use then on a card. Because, you know, when you make a card, you got those little ones that are separate. All right, let's get some dimensionals. And then this is kind of the Peggy way, or a little different than the Peggy way. I don't know, Peggy, you like to use dimensionals to hold down your string. And what I'm going to do is put them on first, and then I'm going to get those little ends on here like that. And then I'm just going to kind of pull this in different directions, because I don't want it to seem all, you know, one way. So that when you look at it like that, it's kind of all pulled in different ways. And then I'm going to cut these off so you don't see the little strings hanging down. Well, now it's ready to go on here. See if we can get it on here straight. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And then for the other one, let's do the other one similarly. So we got our same cardstock, the cherry cobbler, and then we'll attach our beautiful baby wipes techniques with our falling flowers. And attach this. And then attach this with our dimensionals also. Oh, no, forgot the inside. See, the only thing with the baby wipe, like I said, you're getting these things on your fingers, then you just need to make sure that you are wiping them off. Otherwise, you're going to be getting them all over your beautiful projects, and you don't want that. So did you guys guess that that's where that pretty cherry cobbler-ish background came from? I thought I was being sneaky, but maybe you guessed. All right, and then I'm going to take these faux, what are they called? Faux glass dots. Now, unfortunately, these are on back order, but they should be coming in the next week or so. And you can see they've got all these different colors, you know, that we used. And so I'm going to take these ones that, I don't know if they're supposed to be old olive or mossy meadow or some other green, but to me, I liked just the little pop of green that this gave. And they come in two sizes. So I got a big one and a little one, and come on, come to mama, and another big one up here. But I could have easily used the pumpkin pie ones, or I think these are supposed to be, excuse me, wild wheat, but they all just kind of go. So what do you guys think? Do you have a favorite of which one? Or are you gonna just ready to go get your baby wipes and go to it? Because I'm gonna sit here and just make a whole bunch more of these. So let me put you back up here. Thank you, Tammy. I think they're pretty too. I like making fall cards. I love fall colors. I think, you know, living in Southern California, we don't have enough trees that change colors, but we have a few. We have a sycamore tree that changes color, and I just love when that happens. I gotta convince my, thanks Tammy, they're equally beautiful, my hubby to go on a trip to Maine or wherever it is that they have all those amazing colors. I think that would be really fun. All right, I will not see you next Monday because we're gonna go up and see the grandson again, and we'll be driving home on Monday, but if we get home early, I might just pop on and show you a few things. Hey Linda, I'm glad you could come. Thank you, Doris. I just love these colors, and I'm gonna just keep playing with my little baby wipe. So take care, everybody, and I will see you in 2 weeks, probably. Bye.